Okay. I'm going to talk about issues where things are pro-choice extreme versus pro-life extreme. Okay. First, I'm going to address pro-life extremism. Now that does exist. It's in the Bible. One example is the Haman of the Bible. He had 10 sons, and there are other people like Esau or somebody um, connected to other patriarchs. They had a lot of children, but they weren't considered godly in any way, shape, or form. The family life was not godly. They had a lot of children, but they were not godly. I can think of various terror environments that are anti-Israel terror groups. Are those people godly? No, they have a lot of children, but they're not godly. Okay, that's part of the pro-life extremism. It's illustrated in the Bible. It can also be illustrated with the law plus like the Bible or plus lifestyles itself. If you think about Solomon having many wives, um, he was a very extreme polygamist. But how in the world would he have enough time to be attentive to all of those wives and children and things? His heart was all over the place. There's just things like marriage licenses. People believe that the state government should decide that a certain marriage license can be defined this or that way. And I'm looking at it and I'm thinking about it for a while, and I'm like, you know, literally, there's more to it than just bringing forth children in a type of home a person comes into. There's a spiritual aspect to some of these behaviors in men and women. Um, One thing leads to the next, and the next leads to the other. When you work with older people over 65, there's a balance. There's like a delicate balance in behavior in certain people. Um, some people are out of control in their behaviors, and some are within range. If you know what I'm talking about and you worked in long-term care, you know what I'm talking about. But if you've never worked with long-term care people, you really won't know what I'm talking about. Anyway, there's a delicate balance in behavior. Okay. Okay. Now, go back. Let's look at the younger people that think that they have marriage access and they believe in, gay marriage and stuff. Okay, where are they going to end up with children? They're going to have to find sperm donors, and like that means there's going to be no father figure in that house. Okay, and the other way around, two males, and then there's no mother figure, and a woman is treated like garbage. Surrogacy? Really? I mean, what kind of surrogate are they using? Are they using a trafficked woman? Are they using an abused woman? Are they using a woman from a different couple? I mean, for bringing forth children. I'm not in the belief that this is actually a proper way to treat a woman's body. To use her for only childbearing and do your sexuality your own way. I don't believe that's God's word. So anyway, those are pro-life extremes. They're using people, and they have no godliness in their mind. Okay, those are all examples of pro-life extreme. And of course, there's people that rape people because they're wicked. Okay. In wartime, people are more likely to be raped. In the Bible, it talks about a time where I can't tell you the exact Bible verse, but it talks about a man that captures a woman in captivity through war, and he's supposed to just let her sit there for a while, for like a month or something, to mourn the family that died. And at first it sounds, that's horrible. Why would they capture that woman and just let her mourn and deal with things? I mean, the reality is that war in that time, and even in our modern era, has a lot of rape victims in it. Okay. So it's actually good to treat that woman well for 1 month, you know, and let her think about what she wants to do or not do. Okay. And it's also saying in that Bible passage, don't worry about the ancestry or wherever, whatever nation this woman is from. Don't worry about it. Treat her well. It doesn't matter where she's from. Okay. That's way back in the Moses accounts. And Jesus himself gave this example of how to treat women outside of his own nation. Okay. So Jesus knew about things, and Moses accounts illustrate things. That's telling you how to treat women. Okay. How to treat women. Okay. Pro-life extremes don't treat women well. Okay. They don't treat people in godly ways. There could be pro-life extremes where women act funny towards young males. Okay. They should not be involved with a certain relationship in a professional manner. That's been around too. Women are not wonderful in pro-life extremes. So, anyway, that being said, the opposite is pro-choice extremism. That one should be more obvious than you realize. The design of humanity comes through a woman's body. No man arrives without going through a woman. Every single person on this earth that is walking right now or is born went through at least a 20-week, or about a 6-month, 20 weeks, or a little bit more phase. No person arrives to the scene of this earth without going through that 20 weeks or more, 6 months or more phase. Not a single person. Okay. You have to go through a woman's body to arrive. The pro-choice doesn't admit that hair and features and all of those important things are in the womb before people arrive. The Creator decided those things. Woman herself did not decide those things. The Creator decided those things, not woman. The Creator of man decided when to put the features into the woman's body in order to create these features. Okay. Not man. That's the first problem with the pro-choice arguments. In extreme dictatorship environments like China, they have pro-choice extreme environments. I'm not saying that every single family should have more than 2 children if they shouldn't. I mean, they have these extreme monitoring of populations in that area because they're heavily populated in small areas. I don't think there's anything wrong with a smaller family size if it's a heavily populated area. The problem is sometimes they're so extreme that they're torturing the woman because she naturally creates features and the children in the womb. And of course they have their megabots and they identify who's who among the people. Okay. So they're megabot things. And you can identify the family life and the family features through computers. And I'm like, pro-choice extremists don't admit truth about women's bodies and what they're designed to do. Okay. The other thing, cover-ups happen. Okay, that was supposed to be a professional status that this woman or this man, they weren't supposed to be, you're supposed to be a professional, meaning you're working in a healthcare or education or something, maybe you're in a church even, and you want to cover something up so you support pro-choice extremes. Maybe this or that church shouldn't be a big, maybe they shouldn't put a big event on in their communities. They're large, if it's a large church and the pastor's covering up something, I've heard of stuff. And I'm sitting here like, wonder why that pastor's so pro-choice. Maybe it's because he's covering up something. We don't know. Or the woman, what is she covering up? We don't know. But I'm like, your heart tells you what you're doing, And if you're doing something wrong, King David was revealed. So, yeah. And if you really, really find things in the Bible, you'll find that the Bible has its counting. It counts how far along certain women go through things and whatnot. Okay? It mentions miscarriages. Miscarriages, stillbirths happen. But it has a counter in there. And so someone upstairs is counting. And these people that are extremely pro-choice don't believe that that Jesus is seeing these things. So in these megabot churches or whatever, the extreme pro-choice environment, institutional environments, group things, maybe they shouldn't be there because they're too big. Okay. They're too large, too expansive for nothing. For nothing. Okay. Another example about why pro-choice extreme is crazy. Um, STD spreading, constant sexuality stuff all over the place. Who knows what? Who knows where? Um, yeah, you're a person, but STDs do spread. Lies spread. Domestic violence increases. Domestic violence too. Extreme false accusation. All this wicked stuff is brewing under the pro-choice extremes. Okay. Um, Another thing. Um, there could be a whole list of problems with the pro-choice extremes. You have no care about how to bring children to this world. You don't care. They don't have the sense to care. Okay. But lesbian couples and gay couples can do just as well as caring, I'm sure. Um, I'm not gonna. I already addressed the pro-life extremes. Okay. Pro-choice extremes. You know, they just dismiss things. Um, there can be pro-life extremes that dismiss women who have frequent miscarriages and stillborns and stuff. That's a thing for the other extreme. But um, yeah, um, pro-choice extremes, they're dismissive of the future generations. And they're highly politicized. That's their only focus, only goal. Okay, they don't have any other intention for women. They only focus on that. Women can't be engineers anymore. They only have to focus on women's health. But women only carry children for like what, 9 months. That's it. What about between the 20-week mark? That's when most feature development is given. Pro-choice extreme doesn't care. Oh, women are not designed to be dumb. Okay. Anyway, so that's pretty much what I'm going to help you with. Everything else, you can find it in the Bible. Jesus healed the woman bleeding. Jesus also knew about eunuchs, and you know, every human being is different, but consider that only one is sinless. Either or. Thank you. Bye.